and welcome to our very first edition of PYPx 2017 Free Tips for You. This week's edition is the accounting edition, which will look largely at spreadsheets. Keeping track of your expenditure over the course of the exhibition is essential for running a successful business. We'll look at the incomings, outgoings, balance, and customer data collection in the spreadsheet. First thing you'll need to do is head over to Google Classroom and create your own spreadsheet. Remember, you only need one spreadsheet per group, and then that will need to be shared with all the group members. Just like when you receive a worksheet, you need to put your name on it. Same goes with this. You need to enter the business name. You can re-enter it down here. And then, just for fun, we'll put in when our business was started. For a professional feel, we can insert our logo. Make sure you've saved your logo somewhere else on your computer before doing this. In a JPEG format is probably best. And depending on the size of the logo, you may need to resize it in order to get it to fit into the space provided. So this is on our customer data sheet. That's all set up. So I'm going to head over to the balance sheet now and do the same process. Okay, as was mentioned in the presentation before, we're looking at a few things. We've got our incomings. Incomings could include investment, and obviously when you start selling purchases. Outgoings could include materials, packaging, outsourcing such as getting labels, stamps, any other kind of packaging made, and then miscellaneous if there was something you didn't know how else to refer to it as. So we're just going to have a go at setting up our spreadsheet. What sort of information do we need to put in there? First thing you're probably going to do is put in your investment loan. No doubt you have borrowed money either from yourself or from your investors, i.e. your parents. So that needs to be included as an incoming. I'm just going to make up some dates here. February 6th is when I received the loan. It was one loan of 500,000. I'm going to bring this over here. That's still 500,000, and that leaves my balance at 500,000. Next thing I did was go and purchase some materials for my business. So I've got 1 metre cloth pieces. I bought 3 of those at 60,000 each. So the total for 3 of those will be 180,000. And now, sorry, if I put in minus 180,000 because I spent that money, then if I use the clever function of shift and down, then if you can see down the bottom of the screen here, it gives you the sum of 320. So having spent 180,000, I now have a balance of 320, which I can write into this column here. Next thing I did was I bought a large thing of cotton, just one of those, and that cost 25,000. Again, it's minus 25,000 because it's an outgoing, and I've got more things in my column, but it still will give me the sum down here. So now I'm down to 295,000. If I don't put in the minus sign in front of the number, then it considers it to be a positive input into the balance. After this, I got a stamp printed of my logo so that I can use it again and again. So put that one in there. It was one, and it was reasonably pricey at 120,000. Minus 120,000. Again, let's do our calculation. There we go. You can see down here 175,000 is all I have left of my original investment price. After that, I was given one stamp pad. It was green in colour, and I was given that as a donation from my parents who had it lying around the house and they didn't want it back again. So that one will go in there as an incoming but zero in the amount. So that will also be zero in the total, and it will do nothing to our balance. After this, it's about time that I started earning some money. So I sold my first items on February 14th. Now, if I was going to start a business, I would do something like this. Seeing as I can't stand packaging and I try to avoid it at all costs, I would sell something like this, the furoshiki, which is Japanese wrapping cloth. So hopefully getting people using something that's reusable instead of plastic. So this is what my items are based on in my spreadsheet. Okay, so on February 14th I sold some small furoshiki. I sold 2 at 150,000 each. So together that would be 300,000. And if I do my process again, I now have back up to 475,000 is my total. My balance is looking a bit healthier now. I also sold to that same customer one large furoshiki at 200,000. So the total is 200,000. Do my total again. Of course, I can do this in my head, but just double check that I've got the right amount. So that will come to 675,000 altogether. What I have forgotten to do is to fix up my dates here. So I brought this on the 8th. I also brought this other one on the 8th, so I'll just copy that down. This one I bought on the 9th, and my parents gave this to me on the 10th. This is the same customer, so I can just highlight both of those cells and click this one up here for merge cells and just keep that one together to help me recognize that that was one customer. And just something else to be aware of is sometimes we can get a bit excited about the other things that are being sold around us and we want to go and be a customer to one of the other businesses. If you use any of your any of your money that you have for your own business straight out of your till to purchase anything from someone else. Remember, that is an outgoing. Let's say you forgot to get some water and it's really hot when you're selling. That needs to go into your spreadsheet if you're taking the money from your takings for your business. There, so I've included that to make sure that I am keeping myself honest. That also happened on the 14th. One last thing, you have your investment loan that you were given to start your business. At some point in time when you feel like your balance is healthy enough and you're not needing to replenish stock to make more goods or continue your service, you must make sure that that investment loan is paid back. So at some point in time when you feel like your balance is healthy, I wouldn't say my balance is healthy enough, but let's just put it in here anyway. So I'm going to say repayment of investment. That was one at 500,000. Again, it does not matter whether you borrowed it from yourself or from your parents. You must make sure that that money is paid back. Nothing is free. It's going to be a case of needing to keep on top of this because, especially when you're selling a lot of items, then this is going to need to be updated a lot. What I've got over here is a second balance sheet, which I will leave blank until I need to use it. And before I go to use it, I will right click and duplicate this balance sheet so that I always leave myself one blank one before entering anything into the spreadsheet. As soon as I need to use this, I can rename it perhaps just balance sheet 2, or if I want to, I could give it, put in the dates that I'm using it for. Okay, the other thing we need to keep a track of, or a smart business person would keep a track of, is data for their customers. So I've had one customer so far. The purchase date was February 14th. The items that they purchased, I can go over here and have a look again. I've got 2 small furoshiki, 2 of those and 1 of those. This was bought by a female. If you don't have to get personal with people and ask them exactly what their age is, you could just put adult. That's probably fine. In terms of additional information, it depends on how much you want to target your advertising and target when you sell. So I might put here that it was an Ishmic parent. If I know it's a primary parent, I might put that down. I might put down that it was sold at a Friday market to keep track of when I was able to sell to that person. I'm going to merge these cells together and just make their total here 500,000. That's how much they spent all together. You can obviously add in different pieces of information that suit your business. Just add in a row by clicking up here, right click and then insert, left, right, whatever you need to do. But you can figure that out to suit your enterprise. Again, you need to make sure that you keep on top of this. If you're working by yourself, this is obviously going to be a job that you would do every day. You may choose to write things down on a piece of paper and then enter them afterwards. If you have multiple people in the group, it's probably a good idea to assign someone as your accountant so that it's their job to keep on top of this and have maybe check-ins every once in a while to see how that's going. And obviously this will be part of your marketing, so you need to make sure that you're keeping this up to date so you can target the best times to sell, the number of items that you might need, etc., etc. Thanks again for joining us on this week's episode of Free Tips for You, the accounting edition. We'd now like to ask you to complete the quiz that can be accessed via this link or through Classroom. Once you've completed all 9 questions of the quiz, you'll be prompted to either submit another response or view your score. In viewing your score, you'll see your total out of 9 and then be able to receive feedback for each of the questions that you answered. Join us again on Free Tips for You when we discuss Google Forms and how to use them to take pre-orders for your enterprise.